Tiffany Henyard Thornton Township have been sued by activist Jedediah Brown for $10 million over a fight at which there were no arrests made. Interesting. Let's get into it. Here we go. Watch a little video.
Have been sued over their roles in a fight at a chaotic township board meeting. The suit was filed by community activist Jedediah Brown and one other person. The meeting happened in January. Brown reportedly called Henyard an inappropriate name, and that is when witnesses say Henyard's boyfriend Kamal Woods and Brown got into a fight. Now, Woods has also filed lawsuit claiming damages. Woodson has also filed lawsuit claiming damages of up to $10 million. We have reached out to Henyard and Thornton Township and are waiting to hear back.
I gotta be honest. I'm following other YouTubers now on the whole Tiffany Henyard thing. We're essentially done with Tiffany Henyard. There's no more juice there. I mean, it's if there's a little bit of juice, like today, you've got, there's Lori Lightfoot saying her message, but what is she going to say? Today, we've got Tiffany Henyard bringing out, by the time you watch this will be old news. She's going to bring the tea. She's going to tell us all the details of how she's going to be vindicated. She's going to bring us all the papers, meaning the receipts. She's going to bring all the receipts for all the stuff she's been accused of that she is not guilty of. So somehow, miraculously, at this point in the game, just as she is, not on the ballot in the township of Thornton, not going to get elected to Village of Dalton as the mayor again, no longer attending meetings. You've got pro tems running both, the township and the village. I mean, you've got her boyfriend has been fired. Tiffany Henyard has effectively been fired. There isn't much left. There is not much left, and yet everybody just wants to see how it ends. And guaranteed, the FBI isn't doing much because they would have done something by now. So I'm not waiting for that either. Tiffany Henyard Thornton Township and others were sued last week in federal court over their roles in a fight at a chaotic township board meeting on January 28th. Plaintiffs, Jedediah Brown, Lavelle Redmond. Lavelle Redmond was an employee of the municipality, I believe. Is that correct? He accused the defendants of intimidation and assault in retaliation for political speech. Okay, let's break that down right here. Political speech. Jedediah Brown, you said that Tiffany Henyard, quote unquote, these are not my words, her way to the top. Yeah. I mean, that is not typically involved in a political speech. Using the F-bomb, particularly when you are talking about a woman, hard no-go. You might want to say she gained her influence in questionable manners, but saying that she to her way to the top, and I'm paraphrasing, is probably not appropriate. It's just not. Even if she did, you don't come out and say it because otherwise somebody's going to throw down, and you know what? It's going to be your fault. Instead of what happened here, which is Jedediah Brown and his sidekick, Lavelle Redmond, whomever that is, basically instigated this and just, it's not my fault. They swung first. And then Tiffany Henyard is claiming, with her attorney, that there was a knife. Where's the knife come in? There's no knife. There was no arrest. There's nobody that went to the hospital. There's no knife. That is just absolute nonsense. So they accuse the defendants of intimidation and assault in relation for political speech. Part of the speech was, you done, bitch. I mean, just trying to really get under people's skin. What's the point of that? Well, the point of that is to rile people up, get them worked up. Talking about Tiffany Henyard not being a good mother. I mean, yeah, that's why I'm kind of over this story. I am. I got to be honest. I'm over this story because it's like, this is so low brow. And by that, I mean, you called a woman a bunch of names. You knew her boyfriend was there. You knew what that was going to do. And then you file a lawsuit when it gets, into throwdown. When the cops don't make any arrests at all, and you basically have a brawl, what's that tell you? In my world, that tells me that both people are equally guilty of whatever crimes they did. And the police are like, yeah, I don't even want to waste my time with this. We know what these two chuckleheads are up. We know what they're up to. Kamal Woods is trying to protect his girl, which, hey, that's your thing, even while he's married to somebody else. And then Jedediah Brown, he's just an activist trying to get a name for himself, trying to get some money. He's doing the money grab by suing. Because $10 million for what? Intimidation and assault? Good luck with that. These guys don't have enough money to be fighting these lawsuits. They just don't. Somebody's ponying up money here for this kind of nonsense. He's also accused local police and a security firm for failing to maintain peace at the meeting. You know what? When you got two grown men beefing, no matter what the police can do, they can only keep control so much. They would have had to have jumped up and basically gotten in between the two of you before that whole thing went down. And, you've got Tiffany Henyard jumping into that fight. She literally dove headfirst into that fight. I'm out. I don't care, right? It's gotten so bad. This storyline has gotten so bad, and there's nowhere for it to go other than done. So I've kind of mentally moved on. I've been watching Cooking with Frank. Love that channel. And then A.K. Cole, I think it is. A.K. Cole, is that right? Yeah. A couple of YouTubers that they do their opinion pieces and, just some funny stuff. An attorney for Henyard described the lawsuits as frivolous and an attempt to get social media publicity. And I see that Tiffany Henyard, even though she wants to talk about guys like me who, bring their opinion to the storyline, are essentially clickbait. She's got her new YouTube channel and she's begging people to watch it and she's begging people to subscribe. Interesting how that works, right? I get the feeling that Tiffany Henyard really wants this publicity for herself and she wants to be able to capitalize off it. And you know what? Maybe moving forward, she'll write a book. I don't know what she's going to do. People keep saying that Tiffany Henyard's going to do reality TV. I mean, maybe? I don't know. Nor do I care. All I care about is, as far as this story goes, is that the constituents of Dalton get kind of back on course and Township of Thornton gets back on course. That's the real goal here. Whether we got lawsuits filing, back and forth, that's just absolute nonsense. This lawsuit, complete crap. 100% complete crap. And it's not going anywhere. All it's meant to do is just gain awareness for the name of the dude who filed the lawsuit. And I'm not even going to say that, right? The Brawl, the backstory. The fight took place after Brown, a community activist who, it should be noted, does not live in either Dalton or Thornton, but was asked to be there by community members, and frequent Henyard critic, delivered public comments, which he concluded by saying, "You gone, bitch," referring to Henyard. So he criticized her ability to be a mother, said she worked her way to the top, and said, "You gone, bitch." Somebody wants to, throw a few punches at you. Yeah, that's going to happen. You deserve it. Don't care. And that's what the cop said too. Yeah, you guys both, you both get whacked a couple of times. Whatever. No harm, no foul, right? I mean, that's essentially what the cops are saying. We're not charging anybody with this. This is stupid. According to those present, Henyard's boyfriend confronted Brown, which led to an altercation. It led to just a brawl. Somebody described it, media, as a scuffle. It was more than a scuffle. Henyard also ran to the back of the room and appeared to join the brawl. Brown alleged that she actively participated in the altercation. According to the lawsuit, the incident came amid ongoing scrutiny of Henyard and her roles at Township Thornton supervisor and mayor of Dalton. The fight elicited criticism from multiple elected officials in the south suburbs. Are we really that shocked? You got the super mayor who takes trips to Vegas and alleged assault, sexual assault happens and they come back and Who knows what's going on? Money is being spent on all kinds of stuff. We can't really work that out. We've got Mayor Lori Lightfoot, former Mayor Lori Lightfoot, coming in with a report that doesn't really go anywhere, but makes everybody more aware of what's going on, but it's not enforceable. You got the FBI doing a deep dive. I don't think they're going anywhere with that. Otherwise, they would have acted already. They would have pulled her out of this, right? It's been months and months and months. While that all is going on, are we shocked that we've got a little bit of a dust up here? No. Trustees from Dalton and Thornton Township, along with residents and community leaders, called on Governor J.B. Pritzker, Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul, and Cook County State's Attorney Eileen O'Neill Burke to remove Henyard from office. You know what, folks? They are too damn busy spending your taxpayers' dollars on the criminal illegal aliens. That's what they're doing. They're not removing anybody from office because they're too busy spending your taxpayers' dollars, your community money that should have gone to you, on the criminal illegal aliens. That's what they're doing. That's what Chicago's doing, because they believe, as a sanctuary city, they don't want to take care of you, the constituents. They want to take care of the virtue signaling criminal illegal aliens that have come into the country illegally. And now they need to be taken care of, because Biden said for 4 straight years, come on in, it's great. I shouldn't say that. 3 straight years. And then when Kamala, the border czar, wanted to get elected, we're going to have to really tighten down the border. Who let the border go like this? This is horrible. This is terrible. Just drugs coming in, human trafficking, sex trafficking, you name it, streaming across the border. And now we're at some all-time lows. I read over 90% of the border crossings have been stopped. I mean, that's basically just boop, turn that bad boy off, right? Well, Governor J.B. Pritzker, I mean, that guy. If you supported that guy, you know what? I feel sorry for you. If you continue to support that guy, you get what you deserve. It's like supporting Kwame Raoul. It's like electing Tiffany Henyard to office, because she's just not there, right? She's not there. Watch, if you haven't seen her, I think it was Cooking with Frank. Was it Cooking with Frank? They were reacting to Tiffany Henyard clearing snow from the sidewalk from between 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. Just out there all night, clearing the sidewalk with a very, very loud gas-powered snowblower. An electric one of those, right? You need an electric. Yeah. It was loud. And she's trying to convince the audience, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. I mean, just, it's weird. The stuff that's going on doesn't make any sense. Having this brawl doesn't make any sense. It's immature. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't help anything. But let's get into the lawsuit. What we know. Brown also sued 4 other individuals, the South Holland Police Department, and a security firm. Anybody that's got liability insurance, let's sue them and let's see if they pay. He's seeking compensatory and punitive damages, according to the lawsuit, although he did not give a specific amount of money. I thought it was 10. 10 large? Yeah. Brown claimed one of the defendants named in the lawsuit battered him by pushing, choking, grabbing, kicking, and punching him without justification. Now, you said his girl f***ed her way to the top. That's enough right there. You get the beat down. You know what I mean? He also claimed Henyard hit him back in the back of the head with a microphone and choked him. That's what happens in a brawl. That's the whole point of a brawl. You wanted it and you got it, and now you're suing. Not impressed. Brown is also seeking a court order to require Thornton Township to implement security protocols to prevent future incidents at all public meetings. Remember, this guy isn't a resident. Whoever invited him in, I think, was really, really misguided as to what might happen and the eventual implications. This is what you get when you bring an activist in. This is what they're trying to do. They get their name in the paper. You know, when you rush the stage at a Trump rally, that's what you're looking for. And that's what Jedediah Brown wanted. He wanted to get his name out there. That's his drill. That's how he gets paid, by exposure, right? Because then people ask him to come in. People pay him to come into the community. Hey, can you come in here and get a fight going in our community? So Brown alleged that the South Holland Police Department and a private security firm failed to prevent the violence that night. Now, you instigated it, and then you're claiming that they failed, and then you're suing. Yeah. He claimed that a South Holland police officer was present in the meeting and had the ability to stop the altercation before it escalated. How about you stop running your mouth, and this would have never happened? How about you just don't even talk to anybody when you're at those meetings? Because you're not really bringing up anything that's helping anybody. I don't think. I'm from Seattle, so I could be wrong, but I think most of you will agree. And, it's funny to read the comments on all the other folks' videos on this stuff, but you've got the Tiffany supporters and then everybody else. And there's got to be only a couple hundred Tiffany supporters. She's going to get her ass handed to her at that Dalton election, because the township one is just a bygone conclusion. She ain't winning that. Township Thornton meetings are held in government building. Attorney Bo Brindley, who represents Henyard, responded to the lawsuits with the statement, "These lawsuits are frivolous, completely without merit, and designed only to get social media publicity and unfairly influence the election with fraudulent allegations." This guy is 100% full of nonsense. These two supposed victims are simply lying. It was them that threw the first punches during the altercation in Thornton Township. It's one of them who chose to use misogynistic epithets. Yeah, okay, yep, did. It's one of them who can be seen on the video wielding a knife. This is an attorney saying this. This is an attorney saying this. One of them who can be seen on video wielding where's the knife? Where's the knife? If there was a knife, the cops would have seen that, and there would have been all kinds of chaos, because people would have been arrested. People would have been taken down. People would have been separated and hauled off. But there was a microphone, not a knife. That's my opinion. That's what I saw. Plus, somebody would have been stabbed. Somebody would have been going to the hospital, and this would be a stabbing story instead of lawsuit, $10 million. Their lawsuits will be dismissed because they are based on fiction rather than fact. And another reason I've stopped covering this is because the fiction here in this paragraph is from a known attorney. He's talking about a knife. Where's the knife? Where's the proof? Where's somebody that got stabbed? I mean, it's kind of like, remember when Vanilla Ice went on major news and said, "I got stabbed in the butt," and he pulls his pants down and there's like some kind of just tiny little thing, and you're like, I could have just been, you could have got a scar when you were a kid. No, I got stabbed. I'm a white guy. I can really dance, and I got stabbed. And he was trying to get street cred, right? Trying to get street cred. This is fiction. There was no knife, but there is a lawsuit now. Just absolutely mind-blowing stuff that it's gotten to this point. To me, that's where I'm like, you know what? Whatever goes on there, fine. I'll do a couple more podcasts, but I'm not covering the way that I used to, because I feel like it's just energy is dying, becoming more and more ridiculous. And I actually feel guilty covering this story because it's gotten so bad that it doesn't really help anybody. Hey, let's see the train wreck that is Tiffany Henyard. I mean, how long until Tiffany Henyard opens up OnlyFans account? Nobody's talking about that. Nobody said anything about that. Why is that? Why is that? OnlyFans not a thing in Chicago? Can't believe that's true. There's no way. There's no way. That is the logical next step. We'll see what happens. I'm just throwing that out there as an idea. Just throwing that out there as an idea. I'm exercising my freedom of speech to make comments like that because that makes sense to me. This whole lawsuit thing, silly. Absolutely silly. All right. That's it for me on this one. This lawsuit, by the way, is going nowhere. Mark my words. It'll be dismissed with prejudice. Yeah, we're never hearing that lawsuit again. That was stupid. All right. That's it for me. Thanks so much for being here. I'll catch up with you in the next one. Bye for now.